Hello. So I love music. Always been a fan. I saw a video the other night of Ludacris talking about some of his favorite verses and why, and I thought that would be cool for me to do because I love music and really personally, I just like to be able to look back on this sometime, and I love looking through old playlists that I made. So this is just kind of another version of that. So I want to just talk about some of my favorite verses in songs and why they resonate with me so well. Now I have to say I am certainly not an expert in the music field. I'm no producer or anything like that. I just love it. So I'm hoping that some of these songs you'll appreciate. Some maybe you've never heard of. Some you probably have. But that's why I'm doing this, and I hope you enjoy. I hope to do a few of these. So let's go. Common. B. The chosen one from the land of the frozen sun, where drunk nights get remembered more than sober ones. Walk like warriors, we were never told to run. Explore the world to return to where my soul begun. Never looking back or too far in front of me. The present is a gift, and I just want to be. Love it. That has got to be one of my favorite songs, favorite verses. It just resonates with me so well. From the land of the frozen sun, where drunk nights get remembered more than sober ones. Many of us have had those nights where you tend to look back and remember fondly some drunken escapades, and he's just kind of highlighting. And while it may be true, it's also kind of an interesting take on society, where drunk nights get remembered more than sober ones. Is that a bad thing? Is it a good thing? It's an interesting line that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. And in me, I've always just looked at the past. I used to always reminisce and then always look to the future and think about what I'm going to do. And so that last line, never looking back or too far in front of me, the present is a gift and I just want to be, that really stuck with me. Because it's true. When it all comes down to it, I just want to be. I want to be myself. I want to be everything I am not so far. Sometimes I want to be everything I can't be. So I love that line. The present is a gift and I just want to be.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Can't Stop.
There's actually a couple verses in that song I really, really enjoy. So, first one.
The world I love, the tears I've dropped, to be part of the wave can't stop. Ever wonder if it's all for you?
And then he ends the song with,
Can't stop the spirits when they need you. This life is more than just a read-through.
Love it. It's so cool because I remember I was hearing that song. I was in a club. I mean, I heard the song a long time ago, but years later I was in a club because I used to kind of dance a little bit, and they were playing hip hop and stuff. And then this song came, and I was like, "Whoa! I'm hearing this song in a club. That's great, having the time of my life." And that part came on. It was like, "Ever wonder if it's all for you?" And it stuck with me because I was like, "Man, that's awesome." You know, sometimes you just gotta stop and look around and appreciate life. And in some moments, in those perfect moments, I guess you stop and think like, man, ever wonder if it's all for you? Like it's just an interesting way to think about life sometimes, especially on those great nights. And that last line, can't stop the spirit when it leads you. This life is more than just a read through. That's a cool saying. This life is more than just a read through. You got to be an active part of your own life. You can't just read through it and kind of go day by day and doing your thing. You got to sometimes break it up and take it by the reins and seize the day and all that stuff. It all said in that one line. Great verses.
OutKast, The Art of Storytelling, Part 1.
We on our backs staring at the stars above, talking about what we gonna be when we grow up. I said, what you wanna be? And she said, alive. It made me think for a minute, then looked in her eyes. I could have died. Time went on. I got grown. I love that verse. It's obviously the song is about storytelling, and in that verse he's talking about when he was younger, he was hanging with this girl. They were having a great time. They're just chilling, staring at the stars above, lying on their backs, and just talking about life and like talking about what they want to be when they grow up. And typical answers. I want to be a fireman, or if you're like me, when I was young, I wanted to be the Beastmaster or a garbage truck driver. But she said, I want to be alive, and he was like, whoa. Made him think for a minute, and it was cool because he's like, it made me think for a minute, then looked in her eyes. When I heard that, it made me think for a minute too. So it was awesome. And the rest of the song, the rest of that verse is actually quite sad, and you should listen to it. But he talks about how time went on, he got grown, he went and did his thing, he moved out, got famous making music, and then he came back to town doing a show, and he found out that she was dead from a drug overdose. Now I'm hoping that story is not true, but it was really just a powerful story by the great Andre 3000.
Jay-Z, always be my sunshine.
Me and you ballin' from the heavens to the hell. Won't let you hit the ground if I'm falling myself. I heard that song when I was in high school, way back in the days. And when you're in high school, nothing in the world matters more to you than your friends. Like, it was all about your friends. And of course, friends are still a huge part of my life now that I'm like 73 years old. But back in high school, I swear I would do anything for my friends. And when I heard this line by Jay-Z, won't let you hit the ground if I'm falling myself, it was just a perfect way to describe how I felt about my friends. No matter what I was going through, and I know they felt the same way, no matter what we're going through, no matter how rough my life may have been, and it wasn't, I lived a great life, I gotta say, but no matter what I was going through, I would put anything aside to help a friend, and I knew they felt the same way. If I was falling myself, I still wouldn't let you hit the ground. That perfect line, and I just remember going back, listening to that, and living it up.
Dashboard Confessional, hands down.
The last entire verse of this song I love. It goes like this. Hands down, this is the best day I can ever remember. I'll always remember the sound of the stereo, the dim of the soft lights, the scent of your hair that you twirl in your fingers, and the time on the clock when we realize it's so late on this walk that we share together. The streets were wet and the gate was locked, so I jumped it and I let you in. And we stood at your door with your hands on my waist, and you kissed me like you meant it. And I knew that you meant it, that you meant it. What a poetic verse. Love it. It's like, it's hopefully a verse that we can all relate to, that maybe we've all experienced a similar moment in our lives. It might not be that exact, but a moment when maybe you're on a first date or with someone you love or genuinely care about, and it's still that early stage where you're still kind of testing the waters, or you think she likes you or he likes you, but you're not sure, and it's a perfect night. He's talking about the sound of the stereo, the dim, the soft lights, the scent of her hair while she's twirling her fingers. It's just so poetic, and you could visualize it, and you could feel that moment even if you didn't experience the same exact thing. You could put yourself in those shoes and feel it, and it was great. And it's that moment when he said, you kissed me like you meant it, and I knew that you meant it. It's that moment in that the beginning of the relationship when everything is validated, and you realize, like, wow, this person feels the same way about me that I do for her or him, and it was just, it's a perfect way to describe the perfect night, the perfect date. Great song. All right, that's all I got for now. I have a bunch more I want to share, and eventually I'll get around to doing it. Like I said, this is more for me, but I hope y'all enjoy it too. Thanks.